Hello everyone, my name is Lani and you're listening to my brand new show, She's Just Crazy, a show talking all things women's health, lifestyle, and of course, having some fun along the way. I'm here to act as your big sister or best friend and let you know that you're not alone in this crazy world. Well, hello everyone, happy Tuesday. I can't believe it's Tuesday already. The weeks are just going so quickly and it's literally almost the last day of September, which where has that gone? But welcome to today's episode. I'm so excited to be with everyone today. Today we're talking Concert 101. So we're going to talk all the concerts I've been to, all the ones I would recommend, some tips and tricks to go to concerts, all that sort of fun stuff. I thought I would switch it up and do a bit more of a fun episode because the last two episodes have been a little bit serious. So I thought I'd switch it up and do something a bit more fun today. But of course, we can't start the show without my product of the week. And as always, this segment is brought to you non-sponsored. All thoughts, feelings, opinions, as always, are my own. So today's recommended product I have this week is a book of mine. So not really a product as such, but definitely still counts as a product. So the one that I have this week is called the Thursday Murder Club series. Now, I absolutely love this series and I'm obsessed with this series. So I'm currently on the third book and they've just come out with a movie as well, which is really, really exciting. And I've watched about most of it. I just haven't finished it yet because you know how life gets, it just gets busy and then you don't get to finish things, which is really frustrating. But yeah, so I've been reading that and I'm on to the third book, as I mentioned, and it's just about this group of retirees and they all live together in a retirement home. And pretty much the premise is that they solve mysteries around the retirement home, and then they start like solving cold cases. And anyway, I won't spoil anything because I know spoilers are like not good at all. But everyone should just read that series if you want a cozy murder mystery. That is definitely my recommendation. So, without further ado, let's get into Concert 101. Yay! That's what today's episode's about, as I already mentioned. So, firstly, I'm going to talk concert tips. But before we do any of that, we have to have our catch up. I have to see what you guys have been doing and tell you about my last 2 weeks since I've been here. So, what have I been up to? Lots of things. The last 2 weeks have been so busy. I feel like I barely even got a break to kind of, get my thoughts together. But these are the things I've been getting up to. So I've officially moved. I know I was saying last episode that I was moving. Well, I've officially moved out of my accommodation. So yay! I moved into the little apartment. There is still boxes everywhere. And none of that have been unpacked yet, but it's so fine. I think moving is one of the things that takes a lot of time. So I'm trying not to put too much pressure on myself, about having to get everything undone all at once. And I think that's been really like stressful, and because every time I'm over there it's like just boxes everywhere, and my partner doesn't move in officially till a couple weeks, so that is kind of making things a bit more tricky because we don't have anywhere to put anything without his furniture. So that's been a big part of my last 2 weeks, is moving. Another fun thing I'm doing at the moment is house sitting for some friends of ours. So that's really exciting. So we're currently house sitting. I'm also cat sitting, which has been really, really fun. So we're cat sitting a beautiful 15-year-old girl. She is gorgeous. She is so funny. She has like the biggest like grumpy cat personality, but I love her for that. And yeah, so we've been looking after her. We've still got a couple weeks looking after her, and it's been so nice having a pet in the house as well. Like my partner and I are both such pet people. And I think that's what I've really missed coming to uni, is like not being able to have a pet. So looking after a cat has been really good. But as I mentioned a couple of weeks ago, I'm more of a dog person. So I've never really had the chance to look after a cat. So that's what I've been really enjoying, is being able to look after a cat. So that's been really, really fun. So that's been a big chunk of my time as well. And it's my birthday next week, so that's exciting. Unfortunately, it happened on my off week, so I couldn't be with you guys for my birthday, but when we come back the week after, we'll definitely have to have a big birthday thing. So I'm turning 21, which is really exciting. I'm really, really looking forward to that. My best mate from school's coming down, so that will be really fun. And my family's coming up, and I'm just going to spend the day with them and have a nice dinner. And so I'm so excited about that. And hopefully it's good weather so I can take my mate to Floriade. So she's coming for a few days, which will be really fun. And I haven't seen her in a year, which, it's so sad. But you know how adulting is sometimes. You just like don't see people for ages and ages and ages. And then you finally see them and it's going to be the absolute best reunion ever. So that's exciting. I also had a bridal shower this week as well, which was my second bridal shower this year. This must be the year of weddings. But yeah, I had a bridal shower, which was really great. My beautiful mate is getting married, and I have the honour of being a bridesmaid, so that's really super duper exciting. It was medieval themed, sorry. So that was something new and fun and exciting and different. So I got to dress up like a princess, which was really fun. And we made henna in hats, which if you haven't seen them on TikTok, they're like the big pointy princess hats. So we got to make them, which was really fun. And I really enjoyed that. That was something that I definitely really enjoyed. So that's been my week so far. So let's just get right into it. Hey, everyone. So, Concept 101. Let's start with some tips. So, my first tip for Concept 101 is to bring a charger. Now, this may seem self-explanatory, but funnily enough, I'm the person that always forgets to bring a portable charger everywhere. And I have an iPhone 12. And those that have an iPhone 12 know that they're a bit slow on their battery. Like, they use their battery really quickly. So I find it really stressful if I'm there and I don't have a charger. And what am I going to do? Like, I need to take my concert videos, obviously. So bring a portable charger would be my number one. And don't use it until you absolutely have to. Like, if it's running out during the day, I would probably recommend don't use it. Use it at the concert and use it when the artist comes on, because then you can be sure that you have those Instagram-worthy pictures. My next tip is bring comfy shoes or wear comfy shoes. Now, everyone's going to say to me, Lani, but what about the fit? What about the outfit? Girlies, I know we like the outfit fit, but it's really hard when you're trying to get from the stadium to the train station, and then you have to walk from the train station to your accommodation, speaking from experience here, and you're wearing the most uncomfortable shoes. That was me in Taylor Swift, unfortunately. I had to walk from a core stadium to the train station at Sydney Olympic Park, and then from the train station, I had to catch the train to Penrith. And then from Penrith, I had to walk to the place I was staying at. So it took a little bit of effort and my feet were killing me. I think also because we had to wait in line for about probably an hour to actually get on the train, because it was Taylor Swift and everyone was trying to get home. But yeah, bring comfy shoes. You can still get shoes that match the fit. They just might be a bit more comfortable. Like, for example, when I went and saw Alex Warren, which if you didn't get that from the first song I played, I went to Alex Warren and he was great. I will talk more about that later. But I wore really nice comfy brown shoes and they were the best thing ever. Like, I would not go back to wearing uncomfortable shoes. So I think heels for me are definitely a thing of the past. And I will not be wearing heels to any more concerts, no matter how cute they look. So that's my second tip. My third tip is to bring a small bag or to bring no bag. So I'm in two minds about this tip. Like, the first bit of it, I'm kind of like, but what am I going to hold my portable charger in, for example? If you can wear an outfit that has pockets, that's really the best situation, because then you don't have to worry about security, really. For example, you just say I had no bag and they let you through, and then you don't have to worry about where you're going to put the bag during the concert or worry about it getting stolen or anything like that. So that's a really good way to do it. I think for my last concert, which was Alex Warren in Melbourne, my first concert in Melbourne, which was really fun. But for that concert, I didn't bring a bag. I was wearing jeans. So I was wearing jeans, it was the kind of perfect weather to do it as well. It was August, not like today, which is quite warm and sunny and hot, which makes me so excited. It means spring is officially here and there's blue skies. Side note, if you haven't been to Floriade yet in Canberra and you live in Canberra, please go see Floriade. It is great. Would recommend. But anyway, so yeah, I wore jeans and I literally just had my portable charger and my phone. And then once I got merch, I literally just held that and then it was fine. So that would be my next tip, is bring a small bag if you have to bring a bag, or no bag at all. My next tip, don't drive. Do not drive to concerts if you can avoid it. Like, I understand obviously some people will have to drive to the concerts, which is completely fine. But my tip would be don't if you can avoid it. I think just the traffic and the chaos getting in and out of those sort of venues is crazy. So take the train, even though the train may take a little bit longer to get in and out of, or walk if you're in a position where you can walk. So we were really lucky in Melbourne when we went and saw Alex. We were in a position we could walk to and from the stadium. Well, we went into the city and then we walked from the city. So that was really good because that was at Margaret Court Arena. So that was really good. We were able to walk and then we just Ubered it from like a location that wasn't as busy home, which actually worked out really well. So I would recommend doing that if you are able to as well. So there's that. And then my other tip, which kind of goes along with don't drive, but this is especially important if you are planning on driving, and that is get there early. I think you don't have to get there ridiculous early unless you want like barricade. I know people that get there at like 5 a.m, which is a little bit early for me. I like to sleep in. So it's a little bit early for me, but I'm thinking maybe an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours before the concert actually starts. That way you can get there early, you can get your merch, which I have this really cool tradition of getting at least a concert tee from every concert I go to. That's like my new tradition that I try and do because I want to be that cool mum in like 10 years down the track that's been like that their kids can be like, oh, my mum went to this concert and I wear her brand t-shirts and stuff like that. I know it's probably a bit of forward thinking, but I just really love wearing them and be like, yeah, I went to this concert, you didn't, and that sort of stuff, which is really fun. So there's that. And yeah, so probably 1 to 2 hours before probably makes it so that you don't have to stress, and that way if you need to get some food before you get there, you can grab some food, you can grab a drink, you can relax, you can get into the stadium as soon as doors open, would be my other tip. And my last kind of main concert tip, I know they probably sound self-explanatory, but as acting as your big sister of the radio, I just thought I would say them anyway. So my next kind of tip is to go with friends. Make the most of it. You don't have to go with friends. Go to a concert alone is so much fun. And if you want to go to a concert that no one else is going to and none of your friends want to go see, go and see it by yourself. Like, there's no issue whatsoever with that. Like, just go have fun. Go see it. It's better to go by yourself than miss out on seeing possibly one of your favorite artists. So I would definitely recommend, that's another tip. Go by yourself if no one else is going with you. That would be my tip. But back to my original tip, which was go with friends if you can. I think going with friends makes it so much more fun, and it's like such a shared memory as well. I've been to a few concerts with friends. I went to Olivia Rodrigo with one of my best mates. That was really fun. I went to Alex Warren with my partner, which was amazing. It was our first like stadium concert together, so that was so much fun. And obviously Alex Warren, as I've mentioned before, is an artist that means a lot to both of us. So if you couldn't tell by the fact that I play at least one of his songs every week, but yeah, it just makes it so much more fun, and it has that kind of shared memory to it as well. And that's all of my tips. The next section, we're going to be talking about my concerts that I've been to and some of my favorites, what I liked, what I didn't like. Welcome back to She's Just Crazy, everyone. We are talking Concert 101, so that's all things tips, tricks, and also just talking about my favorite concerts in general. So, the first concert I want to talk about is one I've been to recently, and I've been really lucky this year that I've seen some amazing concerts, both here and interstate and in Melbourne, for example, and in Sydney. But my one I've seen recently, as I've kind of mentioned already, it will be no surprise to anyone listening, is Alex Warren. So, Alex Warren was amazing. We were really lucky. I mean my partner and I, were really lucky to get tickets. My partner is just like the best at getting tickets. He has the best luck, which is really good for me because I suck at getting tickets, which I will talk about in a little second. But so we got tickets to Alex Warren, and it was just the best thing. It was the first concert that I've actually ever cried at. I cried through his song "You'll Be Alright, Kid," which you'll probably hear me talking about throughout the next coming weeks of the show. But if you haven't heard "You'll Be Alright, Kid," please go give it a listen. It is just the most like sentimental song ever. And I bawled my eyes out. And I've never done that ever in a concert before. And I just absolutely just bawled my eyes out. It was such a good concert. It made me feel so much. He's a little bit of a comedian as well. Like, I don't know whether you've seen any of his TikToks, but he's just so funny. And he absolutely cracks me up every time I see any TikToks about him. So it was just so good to see him live. And his opening act was Medium Build. And I'd never heard of Medium Build before, like going to his Alex Warren's concert. But I loved him. He was really good. He was another American artist who had been through similar struggles, I think, to Alex. So it was really like interesting to hear kind of a different perspective. And it was definitely one I had never heard of before. So rating of Alex Warren's concert was a big 10 out of 10. Definitely recommend. My next one was my very first concert I've ever been to. And they're a local artist. No, they are local. They're Australian artists. They're from New South Wales. I can't quite remember what town. But if you haven't heard of them, they're called the June Rats. And they do kind of your indie pop, I would say. They're very popular on Triple J. And it is the June Rats. And it was my first ever concert. Actually, that's a lie. I went to Justice Crew in like year 7. I want to say they came to my local town, which was such an interesting concert to go to. But sorry, Justice Crew was my first. But my first proper big concert was June Rats. And that was so much fun. I went with my dad, who also likes that sort of music. So that was really fun. I had the best time. I vibed. We sang some songs. We belted our little hearts out. So that was really fun. I really enjoyed June Rats. The next one I have been to recently, I say probably May, we went to it, was Thelma Plum. Now, she's an awesome Australian artist as well. She's from Queensland, I believe. But Thelma Plum played at UC, actually, with an amazing opening act from Canberra called Stella Eve, which if you haven't heard some of Stella Eve's stuff, please, please, please go and listen to it. It is amazing. She has the most amazing personality, just the biggest ray of sunshine ever on the stage, and her songs are so good. I'll probably play a couple throughout my shows, but especially her song Spare Keys. Please go listen to that if you haven't already. So yeah, Stella Eve and Thelma Plum. And I've seen Thelma Plum before, and I loved her. I love her songs. I love her energy. I love her message. So it was really good to be able to see her again. And yeah, that's another one my partner and I went to. We were right up the front, and I ended up getting the set list from that, which is really exciting. So yeah, so that was really fun. That's my first ever set list I've ever gotten. So that was a really cool thing I got to do. My next one I've been to, which was at the end of last year, was Olivia Rodrigo. Woo! Yeah, I was really lucky that I got to be able to see Olivia Rodrigo as well. I didn't originally get tickets in any of the ticket sales, and it wasn't until my one of my other best mates let me know. He was like, hey, one of our other mutual friends has tickets and I won't be able to go. Do you want to go with her? And I went, yeah, I do want to go with her to see Olivia Rodrigo. So we ended up getting tickets to her last ever night in Sydney. And it was just the best time. She was so much fun and she's such a performer. Like, that concert is probably one of the most like energy and the most performance value, I'd probably say, in a concert that I've been to in a long time. So yeah, she was really fun. Would definitely recommend going to see her, and I hope she brings out a new album soon, fingers crossed. But talking about bigger artists, I'm going to talk about a smaller artist now, and that is Keita Alexander. She's another, not a Canberra local, but an Australian local, and she does some amazing songs. You probably know her through TikTok. She had a really big song go viral on TikTok probably about a couple years ago, called Best Night Ever. And I think that's what the song's called, Best Night Ever. Anyway, something along those lines. And she was just amazing to go see. I would 110% go see her again. Like, she was so good. I really enjoyed her, and she was at UC as well, and she was in a smaller venue as well, so I was able to be right up the front. And she was one that I kind of booked last minute. I literally booked it the day of. I'd been thinking about it for a while, but I literally booked it the day of, and I was like, you know what, I'm just going to go. I had no one to go with. I had no friends to go with. I didn't have my partner at that time, and I was like, you know what, I'm just going to do it. And I'm so glad I did, because it worked out so incredibly well, and it worked out for the better. And that kind of goes with the tip I was talking about before. Like, if you have no one to go with, like, while it's great going with friends and stuff, go by yourself. Like, I'm so glad I went by myself, because otherwise I would have missed that opportunity to be able to see her. And I also met some new friends, which is even better as well. So if they're listening, shout out, you know who you are. But yeah, so that's another concert I've been to. Who else have I seen? I've seen a few concerts. I'm such a concert girly. I love concerts. I love being able to dress up for them. I love actually going to see them. I love afterwards. I love debriefing. I love all sort of things concerts. My next concert, which I would highly recommend going to see, they're another Aussie band, but they're called the Rubens. You would have heard them. They've been around for over 10 years. Their album Hoops came out 10 years ago, which is insane. Makes me feel very old. But yeah, so the Rubens were good. They were playing here. They were playing at UC again. UC is very lucky that we get some of the most amazing bands ever. And for those listening on the podcast, UC is the university I go to, so University of Canberra, which, shout out to the podcast. If you missed today's episode, you can go listen to it back on the podcast. It's She's Just Crazy on all your streaming services, Spotify especially. And thank you to those that have already been listening through the podcast. But yeah, anyway, the Rubens were really good. I really enjoyed them as well. And I think they just have such the biggest stage presence to them as well. There was something so unique about it. And seeing a band is such a different experience than seeing just like a solo artist, because you can see how much work, well, everyone puts a lot of work into it, but you can see how much coordination it takes between your singer and your drummer and your guitarist and your other vocalist. I don't know how bands work. I'm not very musical, funnily enough. My sister is, but that's another story. So yeah, I would definitely recommend going to see the Rubens as well. And they do concerts fairly often. Yeah. Our next segment, I'm going to be talking all things concerts that I want to go see. So concerts that are coming up in my life, concerts that I hope they announce a tour of soon. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge, Sabrina Carpenter. But stuff like that. And you're listening to She's Just Crazy with your host, Lani Holfter. So my next little segment, I wanted to talk about all the concerts that I wish they would announce, or that I'm going to see in the next little bit. So rapid fire, I will kick off with all the ones that I'm going to see for the rest of the year and starting next year. I am really lucky to be seeing some amazing bands and I'm so excited. As you can tell, I'm literally jumping up and down on the radio desk right now. But my first one, which I'm going to see in less than a month now, is Pitbull. So I'm going to see Pitbull, which is really, really exciting. So I'm going to see Pitbull and Mariah Carey and Lil Jon and Eve. If you don't know what one I'm talking about, it's Friday Night Lives. I'm going to see that, which is really, really exciting. And that will be on the 24th of October in Melbourne. And we were really lucky enough, my partner surprised me for my anniversary and he got us platinum passes, which is like right at the front of the stage, VIP. We get a little lanyard and everything. And for those that know me, know that I absolutely am obsessed with Pitbull. My mate and I have one of our songs, which is literally Hotel Room by Pitbull. Every time that comes on, I just absolutely vibe. So I'm so excited for that. I'm also seeing Ed Sheeran next year. I'm also seeing One Republic, Zara Lawson. So I'm going to, I think it's the Lookout Festival in Torquay, sorry. Not Toorak, Torquay, sorry. I always get those confused on the Great Ocean Road in Melbourne. So that's in February next year, which is really exciting. I'm also going to see Linkin Park, which I'm so excited about. I'm seeing it with my best friend from high school, my ride or die, my girly. So we're both massive fans of Linkin Park, and so I'm so excited to see them. But in terms of artists that I wish would come or announce a tour, my top one would be Noah Khan. And I don't know whether I played any tracks of his yet, but I definitely will if I haven't. But Noah Khan is my favourite artist of all time. Well, one of them. I have a few. But he's just so great. I love everything about him. I love his country style. I love his indie style. And he's really special to me because not only is he my partner and I's like song is by one of his songs, but also one of my friends from Canada, one of my former housemates, shout out, you know who you are, but one of my former housemates, her introduced me to him. So we have a song which is Stick Season by him, which so every time that comes on the radio or I listen to it, it reminds me of her. So that's who I definitely would hope would come. But also Sabrina Carpenter, as I said before the break, Sabrina Carpenter would definitely be one that needs to come to Australia. It's been teased, this and that, but she definitely needs to come to Australia. My sister and my partner would go insane if she came to Australia. So Sabrina, if you're listening, which you're definitely not, but please come to Australia. You have so many fans here, so yes, that would be a great opportunity to see her. Who else have Imagine Dragons. Now, not many people know this about me, but Imagine Dragons are one of my favourite bands of all time. I've been obsessed with them since I was little. It's also one of my best mates from high school, same one I'm seeing Linkin Park with, but it's also her favourite band as well. So we've always said, no matter the price, we're getting front row to Imagine Dragons. So they need to announce their tour. They haven't been since like 2018. But I didn't get the chance to go to that tour, which is really, really sad. Because one, I didn't know it was on, and two, I was like in year 8. But that's okay. That's besides the point. But yeah, I definitely would recommend listening to their music, one. But two, please Imagine Dragons. Please come. And to wrap it up, my last one would be Miles Smith. And you know what? I know Miles Smith just came, but definitely would want to see him again. I missed the tour, so I definitely want to see him again. And that about wraps it up for another Thursday episode, which is crazy. It just went so fast. I could talk to you guys all day, but thank you for listening to She's Just Crazy, and thank you for hanging out with me for the last little bit. I really, really appreciate it. So I'll see you next week, and thank you for listening again. Bye bye.